Mike's column, watch the Saints' offensive line. Much deserved respect has been given to the New Orleans Saints defense the past 3 weeks in what has become a dramatic turnaround from what we saw earlier in the season versus the Minnesota Vikings and New England Patriots. But one area that should be a major part of the present and future success for the Saints is the team's offensive line. The Saints have had injury issues up front with Zach Strief, Terron Armstead, and Max Unger, but when healthy that group of Armstead, a talented rookie in tackle Ryan Ramczyk, offensive guards Andrus Peat and Larry Warford and Unger give the Saints a unit that should be strong for a long time. Armstead, Ramczyk, Peat, and Warford are all 26 or younger. It doesn't matter if it is Drew Brees or his successor at quarterback, if healthy, the building blocks are set for the Saints at a position that continues to degrade yearly league-wide. One NFC veteran scout I spoke to after the Saints-Lions game told me he agrees that the Saints' offensive line has a chance to be one of the best in the NFL once it gets healthy. I am a firm believer that a healthy Terron Armstead is one of the top 5 left tackles in the league, and I thought playing injured and with a harness he did a great job versus the Lions, the scout said. Armstead is a stud player. You would be clueless football-wise not knowing just how good Armstead is, and I also was impressed with the play of Peat. The scout went on. Andrus Peat looked so uncomfortable as a right guard or tackle, but he has found a spot at left guard and he looks pretty stout there, the scout said. Max Unger is such a good and steady guy at center as a run blocker and pass blocker. You can't measure grit and toughness, and Unger has it. Our team had Ryan Ramczyk as the best tackle prospect in the draft in the spring. He's mature, tough and technically sound, and I am a firm believer that one day soon Ramczyk will be a Pro Bowl guy. Watching the Saints early on, Larry Warford didn't play as well as I have seen him in the past, but he is a huge man up front and a road grader as a run blocker and good pass protector. You can't really predict the draft and free agency, and so you can say this build-up was by design, but really it is part design and part football luck to have that many good young players on the offensive line. Sean Payton has a strong unit. Now he has to keep them healthy. Lattimore is a young star. Former middle linebacker Sam Mills was one of the all-time great players for the Saints and was an instant impact defensive performer for the black and gold. Mills was no rookie when he came to the Saints in 1986, having been to a training camp with the Cleveland Browns and also playing in the USFL with the Philadelphia Stars, but since Mills' first year with the Saints, no first-year player in the league has had as quick and as big an impact as 2017 rookie cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. The Saints selected the former Ohio State star with the 11th overall selection, but in truth, had it not been for chronic hamstring issues at Ohio State, there is no way Lattimore would have lasted that long in round 1. In my draft report I wrote that had it not been for his hamstring issues, Lattimore's draft grade would be similar to that of Arizona Cardinals cornerback Patrick Peterson when he came out of LSU. While Lattimore will go through some growing pains as a first-year cornerback as the season rolls along, opposing quarterbacks are not targeting his side of the field. That is the ultimate sign of respect in the NFL. Whether it was Sam Bradford, Tom Brady, Ken Newton, Jay Cutler, or Matt Stafford, those veteran signal callers decided to go after the other side of the field and Devontae Harris, P.J. Williams, or Ken Crawley. Crawley has done a good job since being inserted into the starting lineup versus the Miami Dolphins, but teams are not going after Lattimore. He is making a huge impact at cornerback in year 1. In what has been a signature season for defensive end Cam Jordan, who is not a Pro Bowl performer, but an All-Pro player, Lattimore has really made his mark. Buddy D and A.L. Davis. In November of 1971 the Saints played the Oakland Raiders in Old Tulane Stadium in New Orleans. The game ended in a 21-21 tie in a season in which the Saints went 4-8-2 and the Raiders went 8-4-2 and missed the playoffs. My friend and WWL 870 radio partner for almost 20 years Buddy Diliberto had an interesting pre-game conversation with one of the legends in the game in Oakland Raiders general manager/owner Al Davis. Davis told Diliberto pre-game that he envisioned free agency in the NFL one day and that he made it a point to go and talk and praise the best players on the opposing team. Davis had in mind a dream team of free agents and draft choices and total Raiders dominance in the NFL. At that point his Raiders had not won a Super Bowl, but the former commissioner of the AFL saw an emerging AFC with the Miami Dolphins and Pittsburgh Steelers as dominant teams along with Oakland. Davis also told Diliberto that other than the Dallas Cowboys he didn't think any NFC team was intelligent enough to think long-term success in the league and that the 1970s and early 1980s would be dominated by the AFC. Diliberto told me he asked Davis if it was okay to write his thoughts and Davis told him absolutely, but when Buddy D included Davis' thoughts on television and in print the mercurial Davis was not very happy with him. He was livid with me after the tie and used words to curse me out. I had to go to the dictionary to find out the meaning, Diliberto said. He threatened to sue me in the station. He never did, but he gave me the ultimate sign of respect and it showed Al Davis had a great memory. The Raiders played Super Bowl 15 in New Orleans versus the Philadelphia Eagles to end the 1980 season. Davis was walking in the French Quarter that week with a group of men and he spotted me. He came right up to me and stuck his middle finger right up against my face and told me, "Diliberto, write that."